Mr. TALIAFERRO, how's everybody doing out there? Now, this one could not wait. No. Ladies and gentlemen, Drizzy Drake has dropped his two-sided album, Scorpion, and I am I'll say probably about midway through, and I'm absolutely impressed by Drizzy Drake and his body of work. It's early. I don't like judging projects for good or for bad, y'all. If y'all know me, how I judge music, I got a three-rule thing here. I judge music first and foremost in my headphones, I judge music in the car, and I also got to judge music in the club. Those three things must take place before I judge a project. Now, with this project, Drake is talking that talk. I can tell you that off top. He's addressing every rumor on his head. He ain't shying away from shit. And so far where I'm at right now, I can't say he's necessarily throwing out disses. Again, I'm midway through. Maybe I haven't seen it yet, but he's responding to every rumor on his head, similar to how what we seen Jay-Z and Beyonce do in their last project last week. That's become the new norm for these big time celebrities. They just wait and throw every rumor that's been on their head since their last project dropped, and they throw it in their music, right? Now, the biggest rumor on Drake's head was because of Pusha T. As you all know, a couple weeks ago, maybe about a month ago, Drake and Pusha T got into this beef. It was very public. We seen two diss records come out of it. And in Pusha T's diss record, The Story of a Dada, right? He pretty much put out there that Drake had a kid. He said Drake's been hiding his kid. He had this kid with this thought or escort or whatever you want to call her, and he's been hiding him from the world. Now, Drake responded to Pusha T and anyone else who believes that he had been hiding his kid from the world. And I'm gonna be honest with you, I can't do nothing but respect it. In this record entitled Emotionless, and if you have not heard this record, I know this is gonna be one of the dopest on the project. Drake is just spitting. He gets off pretty much in the project and starts talking about how we've let the internet change us and how he knows these different types of chicks. He knows chicks who are literally going on plane trips, and on the plane they can't wait to post their pictures, and instead of enjoying the trip, they're too busy posting their pictures for everyone to see. He said he knew a chick who literally dreamed about going, I believe he said, Rome her entire life. She got to Rome, and all she cared about was posting pictures for the world to see instead of enjoying herself and having a good time on the trip. He also brought up a chick who's happily married, and she put her phone down. So again, Drake is pretty much speaking on how we've let the internet change us in so many ways, and he's trying to stay sane. In the record Emotionless, he's trying to stay sane through it all, and he even admits in his verse that it's even gotten to him, and he's trying to figure this thing out, and he's pretty much questioning the people around him. So let's get into this record Emotionless. I had to write these lyrics out myself because it was that important to me to get the Drake's response. Remember, Pusha T, in his interviews, if you want to go watch one specifically, the Big Boy interview that Pusha T did when he was promoting his album and talking to Drake beef, he flat-foot said, you be going around talking all this money talk, you be talking about the love for your dad and how much you love your dad, even though your dad might not have treated your mom right, and it's like you got a kid, you be talking all this big money talking, you don't talk about your kid in your music. Again, I didn't think what Pusha said was right, but to each his own. Pusha T felt the way about Drake being this big superstar and not talking about his kid, and Drake aired it out in record. He said, I wasn't hiding my kid from the world, I was hiding the world from my kid, from empty souls who just wake up and look to debate. Until you staring at your seed, you can never relate. Breaking news in my life, I don't run to the blogs. The only ones I want to tell are the ones who I can call. They always ask, why let the story run if it's false? You know, a wise man once said, nothing at all. I'm exhausted and drained. I can't even pretend. All these people taking miles. When you give them an inch, all these followers, but who gonna follow me to the end? I guess I'll make it to the end and I'll find out then. Whew. If you read these bars and you look at what Drake is trying to get across, he's saying, look, I wasn't hiding my kid from the world. I didn't want this cruel ass society that judges everybody and looks at everything as something that they can make an Instagram comment on for the world to see. So I was hiding the world from my kid. Can I have something to myself? I know I'm a superstar. So the side that Drake's trying to take, and maybe you can look at this as a cop-out, or maybe he's telling the truth. Drake is taking the side of, yo, this is something that I wanted for myself. I wasn't hiding it because I had a baby with an escort. Now, you could be the judge of that. You could say, nah, bro, you just looking for a cop-out because you had a kid with maybe a thotty and you didn't want it out in the world. You could be the judge of that. You can take that side, or maybe you look at it and say Drake's telling the truth. Maybe the dude just wanted something to himself. He said, look, until you staring at your seed, you can never relate. So he's saying if you ain't never had a kid, you don't know this feeling and how much you want to protect it. If you listen back on Cardi B, when she was doing her interviews and in her project, Invasion of Privacy, she was pretty much talking about some of these same sentiments that you see Drake speaking on. We're looking at a different level of superstardom right now because we're in a different time of Instagram and Twitter and TMZ, where we want to know every little detail about our superstars, and sometimes our superstars want to give us every little detail. So trying to weave out who wants to give everything and who doesn't has become difficult on media and fans, I would say. So you got Cardi B saying, look, I couldn't even keep my pregnancy to myself. I had to hide myself. The blogs were begging for me to give them that story. And you got Drake now saying, I couldn't keep my kid to myself as well. Now, Drake obviously is a male, so he wasn't pregnant, but he was trying to hide his kid from the world. And even then, the person that put it out in the atmosphere was a guy that lives in this world, another celebrity, and Pusha T. So you gotta look at it from Drake's side. He's like, damn, I worked hard to keep this information away from the world. No one knew about it. And a freaking celebrity, the person who should understand me, ends up putting it out in the atmosphere. Now, I'm not gonna fault Pusha T in totality. It was rap beef. You opened that can of words when you responded to him, Drake. So, and Pusha was gonna do his due diligence. If you really wanted to hide that thing, you should have made sure all your ish was in order before you got into a rap beef with Pusha T and dropped that Duppy freestyle. Again, nevertheless, I like this record a lot. Tell me what y'all think about this emotionless track. Please tell me what y'all think about this project in totality. Scorpion might be Drake's best body of work. Again, this is very early, but I'll tell you why. He's appeasing to every audience. There's a crowd out there that says Drake doesn't rap enough. He's become too poppy. Well, he's rapping. There's a crowd out there that says Drake doesn't sing enough. He doesn't get back to that Take Care side, which a lot of people look at as Drake's best album. That was generally speaking an R&B album. Well, he's singing. There's a crowd out there that says Drake doesn't have the mainstream hits like he used to. They're going to be mainstream hits from this bad boy. As a matter of fact, God's Plan and Nice for What are already two of the biggest in 2018. He appeased to every audience. That boy from the 6 know what he's doing, and even records like Emotionless tell you that. Drake responds to Pusha T and everybody who wanted to talk about him when he had this kid in the atmosphere. It's official. He does have a kid. He confirmed it. But he's like, yo, dude, I wasn't trying to hide my kid from the world. I was trying to hide the world, this cruel ass world, from my kid. Thank y'all for the time. Let's play. I don't take it for granted. Salute. I'm out.
I want to salute you, homie, you know, for building your own thing and doing your own thing, creating your own platform, your own website.
I got one life to live out my dreams, and I'm giving this thing all I got. I interview celebrities. I talk sports. I represent the culture.
Right now, you're turning up on MrTaliaferro.com, shawty.